What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you some information that you honestly need to roll with, because I'm telling you that where this is coming from is a very valuable resource, and I'm going to be giving you that information as well. If you are wanting to honestly get into something to where, it's not one of these deals where you got to pay, or, all that gibberish that you get online with marketers and marketing and all that stuff, and you are wanting to flip houses, you're wanting to make some money, and honestly, you're tired of all the guru BS, right? You're tired of that. And a lot of people are. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, I'm a professional when it comes to, flipping houses and all that. But what I'm telling you guys is this: it doesn't take a professional. It takes understanding contracts, understanding terms and conditions and policy. Originally, and I'm talking, let me get over to my notes, because I did write down notes so that I knew I was giving you guys good information here. Let me find it. Okay. And I learned this from somebody else, okay? And I kind of see this person as a mentor. I mean, everything he says and everything that he shows you and teaches you is 100% accurate. And no, you don't have to pay a dime to learn how to do this. Not a dime. Okay, because number one, you can go straight over to him and get right into it. Or number two, which I'd really suggest you do, is subscribe to the channel. Okay, that way you don't miss any other good videos where I'm talking about this stuff, because I'm going to really be diving into this, because I don't want to just help myself. I want to help you. And I don't believe that giving somebody information and helping someone else succeed should always come down to charging somebody to do it. Anyways, from 1910 to 1950, realtors were stealing the deposits, or they wasn't using deposits where they should have. That's facts. Do the research yourself. You'll find it. And that's exactly why the Code of Ethics for Realtors was written. So, guys, if you do that research alone, you're going to see, oh, yeah, he is right. It's there. Look up the Code of Ethics for Realtors. Why do you think it's there? That's why it's there. Because of the way things are today. The original way of real estate, it wasn't banks. It wasn't realtors. It wasn't having a license. Now, I'm not going to discourage anybody from going out and getting your license. I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you that if you can do it without all that, without the hassle of all that, without the hassle of worrying about having to have good credit or having to have enough money, then why do it, right? And like I said, you look down in the description, you're going to see information where to go. Another thing to remember, if you have a good contract, you don't need closings with banks and all that stuff. Okay? And that's 100% accurate, you guys. You got people out there that talk about wholesale. I'm not going to discourage you from being a wholesaler, but if you go this route, you're going to be much more successful. Okay, so what I've learned in this, you guys, and this is stuff that really you do need to know. And if you don't like the way I say it, or if you feel like it could be said differently, by all means, that's why I put the information in the description. But, I think that with me, just number one, giving this guy the credit, because he's the one that is teaching people every day how to do this stuff. Now, I'm not telling you that he doesn't have a website where you might have to pay to get this or get that. But what I am telling you is you can also go to him and you can get everything you need to know for 100% free. You just have to go through and listen. He teaches everything. Everything. Okay? So now personally, I think that for what he does on his website too, I think it's good deals. So anyways, there is something that he calls the pecking order. Okay. Number one, most liability is deeding your name. Number two, land contracts. Number three, rent to owns. And number four, just an option. These are four different ways of, looking at real estate, selling houses. So let me get to the point here. If you know how to write up the right contract to guarantee the seller that everything is, ABC 1, 2, 3, and there's no fine print hidden anywhere, you're gonna make the money. You're gonna make them money, and you're gonna make yourself money. Here's the cool thing about this: doing it this way, maybe you're wanting to earn money monthly. You can do that through option contracts. Okay, you can do that through land contracts. You can get land contracts started on houses, and as long as you are putting down the deposits, now don't go nowhere, because it doesn't got to be your money, but as long as you're putting down the deposit for a set amount of time, that seller doesn't care. As long as they're getting the money, that's what matters. Okay, so, and you got to be specific in contracts. And I don't know every little legal term and all that, but that's the nice thing about these is you don't got to get involved with a bunch of attorneys and stuff like that. It doesn't got to be 10 pages. One simple, easy option contract, or a simple land contract. So here's the deal. You're going to the seller, and you're going to guarantee the seller with the set time on him getting his money. Then you're going to go and you're going to find the buyer after you get this set up. You're going to find the buyer, and the buyer is going to give you the money that you're needing to satisfy the seller for the house, for the home. Now, I've got a house right now that I'm getting ready to sell. My way is a little different but it's still going by the option contract way. It's still going by the land contract way, and it still falls in that category, that area, that sector. And once I follow through with it, then I'm going to share that with you. I want to make sure, I'm not saying that it's not, but I want to make sure that the way that I'm getting ready to do this is good. And then I'm going to share everything with you on how I did it. And I'm telling you guys, there are ways to do it. If you don't have money, there's ways to do it. If you have a little money, but not a lot of money, there's ways to do it. Another good tip that I think that will help people is if you're going to do it, don't run out and look for 3 or 4 different homes. Start with one. And then the better you get, the more comfortable you get, then you can start, doing more than one. But everything you see down in the description, I want you to read all that down there. I've got other notes down there for you. I've got the website where you need to go. And you might not be someone that does the podcast thing, but I'm going to tell you what, if not, you're missing out big time. Because this guy is telling you everything through his podcast. He's not missing out on anything by telling you. Right? So, and the more that he's helping people, the more people that are coming to listen to his stuff, and the more, his name's out there, and people are seeing that he's telling facts, that he's not just BSing for just a marketing niche or strategy. These are facts, you guys, facts. So here's the thing. Let me get to my notes here. Okay, so you've got, like I said, you got land contracts, a bond for deed, contract for deed, a land installment contract. There's several different names for them. This form, this contract, okay, that you're going to learn, it allows you to do a form of seller financing like a mortgage. But instead, the buyer makes payments to the seller until agreement price has been paid. That's simple. Simple. You put it into a written agreement. You put all the obligations into the contract. And there you go. Whenever you buy or acquire, okay, you've got one type of land contract. And when you sell, you have a different kind of contract, but with much more strict policy. But as long as you're following those rules that you set, then you're good. If you got money, remember this. Your deposit money is treated like the rights to buy, okay? If you don't perform, you lose the rights. And if you do, you win, everybody wins. It's a win-win situation. You don't need to go to the bank and ask for money. You do it through these contracts, through these option contracts and land contracts. It's very simple, you guys. Very simple. I'm excited because I'm getting ready to jump in and do one myself. And I'm doing it for more than one reason. One, to make money. Number two, to put myself into a situation where I can, begin to sell more homes, uh, come up with more land contract agreements, and so on. At the end of the day, the main thing is that you're making the seller happy and you're making the buyer happy. That is your goal. And if you're doing the paperwork the right way with an options contract, long as they can see that everything is in clear writing, okay, no gibberish that can confuse things, long as they understand that they're guaranteed, that's what matters. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all this stuff down there below. You're going to see it. I want you to go to iHeartRadio, and I want you to look up Flipping Houses for Rookies. Okay? This guy has been doing these for 4 years, and you're going to see that every podcast is pretty much like a course. And for 4 years, he's been doing these. You're going to need to take notes. And at some point, once you get it, once you really get it, go out and sell you a house. It's that simple. And some people might say, no, John, you're crazy. You have no idea what you're talking about. Well, I'll tell you what. You go tell him that. And he's going to laugh at you. This is what this guy does every day. A team, him and a few others. And he knows what he's doing. Now, before I go, tap on that subscribe button. Click on the little bell, set your notifications, because I have some really good stuff coming up for you. And like I said, I'm going to share every little step that I did with selling my first house. And it's coming up real soon.